The WBA have stripped Carl Frampton of his super bantamweight world title for failing to face Guillermo Rigondeaux. Once again, Carl Frampton ducks Rigondeaux rather shamelessly. Never even sits down at the negotiating table with him. Just shamelessly ducks the guy. So the WBA have now ordered Rigondeaux Flores for the vacant title. So Rigondeaux is going to have to, fight for the belt, which he never actually lost in the ring. Kind of sad. But there you go. There you have it. No excuses. I can't see how anyone has any excuses for Carl Frampton. Anybody who does try to come up with excuses, well, you're probably being a hypocrite. Because when other fighters have done this, vacated belts rather than fight a legit and dangerous opponent, you accuse them of cowardice, you accuse them of ducking. Don't do that. Don't be a hypocrite. I ain't having none of that nonsense. Carl Frampton has blatantly, shamelessly ducked Guillermo Rigondeaux. End of story. I don't care what you say about Rigondeaux being boring. We know that he's not the most exciting fighter. That's not the point. If you're the champion of the division, you take on all comers, particularly when you're talking about a guy in Rigondeaux who is universally recognized, really, in that division as the best. Now, if you dispute that as a fighter, then get in the ring with Rigondeaux and prove the boxing public wrong. Prove the boxing industry wrong and show that actually, no, this guy who you're claiming is the best is not actually the best. Get in the ring and prove it. Don't just say, oh, he's boring, he's not really the best. That's nonsense. Get in the ring, prove it. And again, it'll be a bit rich for Carl Frampton supporters. And look, I like Carl Frampton. Don't take this as a Carl Frampton bashing video. It's not. As I always say in all, in many of my vids, no fighter is below praise and no fighter is above criticism. Carl Frampton is not above criticism. But as I was going to say, it will be pretty rich for any Carl Frampton fan to be calling Guillermo Rigondeaux boring and saying that Frampton shouldn't fight Rigondeaux because it'd be a boring fight. Because you go look at the first 7-8 rounds of Carl Frampton's last fight against Scott Quigg, that was a boring fight. Frampton wasn't dazzling the fans. He was boxing a very conservative, low-volume, defensive fight for the first 7-8 rounds against Scott Quigg. And it's Scott Quigg who actually turned the fight into something a little bit more interesting in the later rounds, not Carl Frampton. Frampton would have happily pecked and poked and boxed his way to victory in an unspectacular fashion. So again, don't be coming with that excuse that he's boring. Carl Frampton's capable of being boring too. So it is what it is. Frampton ducks. Rigondeaux will fight for his old vacant belt, which he never actually lost in the ring. Oh, it is what it is. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.